Are you holding on to their things because it's bringing you joy and peace? Or are you holding on to their things because you're afraid? And only you can answer that. How do you handle your loved ones' things after they pass? This is a very unique and specific thing to each person. As grief and its journey is unique to each person, this one is even more personal, I think, because there's so much that is tied up into everything that our loved ones left behind. And it's not their clothes or their toothbrush, the makeup brushes, things that they used. It's everywhere in the house. It's the things that they touched on a daily basis. It all kind of hits you at some point in your journey. And I remember for me, it was after the 10 days or 2 weeks, we did the funeral, and then I came home for the first time, and the house was dead silent. It was deafening, and just walking around the house and imagining what was Ariana's thoughts the last time that she put that thing down, whether it was her makeup brushes, seeing a pile of clothes on the floor, a certain utensil that she used all the time, just walking around the house. And in the beginning, those thoughts were very haunting because it was like this was the only last tangible thing that I had of her. And you want to hold on to it and try to capture some of their essence because you don't want to let them go. And or at least for me, I didn't want to let her go. It was so early on. But it becomes understanding your relationship to those things are and what your relationship to your loved one is after they passed on, and understanding where you're existing within your grief. How has your relationship to grief transformed? How has your ability to hold and expand yourself with your grief? Where are you in that? And just knowing how you feel. You don't have to get rid of anything. You don't have to change things. You don't have to bag everything up and throw it away. You don't have to put it into storage. You don't have to do anything that doesn't feel right for you and for your family, but specifically for you. For me, I ended up tearing the entire house apart. And I literally mean that. I went room by room for months, and I would take everything out of the room, look at everything that it was, throw away everything that I didn't want, and put things back in a new place. And it was almost like I was rebuilding the house for me and for the kids as a new family unit without Ariana. And all of her things, I pretty quickly put them all into storage. For me, it was almost necessary because I needed to get rid of things in her closet because I was having construction done, but it really helped force me to do it. And I felt ready to do it. I felt ready to kind of keep her things, tidy up, put them in the basement, keep them stored away for a time that we want to go back and revisit them. But you have to really understand, are you holding on to their things because you haven't shifted your perspective of your relationship with them? Are you holding on to their things because it's bringing you joy and peace? Or are you holding on to their things because you're afraid? And only you can answer that. And it's important for you to keep asking yourself, keep checking in with yourself. It could start with their toothbrush. And then as the time goes on, whatever that time frame is for you in your journey, it could be the picture on the wall. Do you want to move that somewhere else? Do you want to take it down? Do you want to keep it up? These are decisions that you get to make, but it's important to keep asking yourself why you're making those decisions. Why are you holding on? Why do you want to get rid of? And why do you want to change? And really, I would encourage you to come to a place of peace and a place of joy and love in deciding what you want to do with those things, as opposed to a place of being tormented by them and allowing yourself to exist in that torment because that angst, that sadness, that torment is how we relate to our loved ones when they first pass. That is like one of the beginning parts of our journey is existing within that pain. And for me, it was so long that I would hold on to that. And I felt I could not remove myself from this pain. I could not remove myself from that sadness because that was my connection to Ariana. And I had to do a lot of work to redefine what that connection was. And once I knew that I can tap into joy and love for her, not all the time. It's still a work in progress. But once I knew that perspective was beginning to shift and my relationship with her was beginning to shift, it became much easier to put her things away because I wanted to keep her stuff there for the kids. I wanted to keep some of those important things as her legacy and her memory, but that I didn't need them out in the house. I do still have pictures up because she will not be removed from my life. She's very much a part of my life and my kids' life and always will be. And so that was a choice that I made to keep pictures up because I don't want them to come down. And for me, it's joy to see the life that we live together, although sometimes it can hurt to look at it. But overall, it's that joy. So really just evaluate for yourself, why are you keeping the things around? Or why aren't you keeping the things around? And ask yourself, is this coming from a place of joy and connection, or more, I would say, love and connection? Or is this coming from a place of fear and sadness?